Hi guys, we just finished Why Exploring the Ocean is Mankind's Next Giant Leap by Philippe Cousteau. Now we're moving on to reading from Living in the Dark by Cheryl Bordeaux. When we read this story, she talks about different layers of the ocean, and we need to understand what those are. So we're going to have a little bit of a tutorial by Mrs. Marquez to explain them to us, so we don't have to watch a movie and we don't have to see and read a book. We could just have a little fun. As you can see, I'm giving you a hint about the first layer of the ocean. Do you have an idea? Does anybody have an idea? I'm sure somebody has an idea. If you were thinking it's called the sunlight zone, it is! This layer ends 300 feet down. 80% of the fish we know live here, and what do you think the biggest species that lives here? Sharks! Everybody loves a good shark. Isn't that funny? Look at that. He's smiling because he's so happy to be the top dog. As we all know, we need sharks because without them in the animal kingdom, we get out of balance. Next, we have sea turtles, and look at this beautiful sea turtle swimming up to get some air. We have octopi. We have seals. And now we move on to the twilight zone. This layer of the ocean is poorly lit because now the sun has to go through more water to get there. So it's called filter light. It is about 600 feet to 3,300 feet below the surface, and the temperature is 41 degrees to 39 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is like when it starts to snow. You can see this is what the twilight zone looks like. You can see the water has a little bit of shooting light filtering through it. That lets us know it is the twilight zone. Now we move on to an animal that lives here, is the butterfly fish. There's the anglerfish. Martin Janelle read about them. And here's a crazy anglerfish. They must know you guys. Here's the lionfish, and here's a whale. And here's a bell sinking down to below the surface into the twilight zone. Here we go into the midnight zone. The water temperature here is close to freezing. This area starts at 3,300 feet and goes almost to the bottom of the ocean. These animals and fish are in blackness all the time. That means there's no sunlight. In the midnight zone, when we start going towards the bottom, it feels like 50 bowling balls are on your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 50. Did you know one bowling ball weighs 16 pounds? If we times this by 50, we get 800 pounds. And 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. The weight of plunging down is almost a half a ton on your chest. Can you imagine how awful that would feel? Animals that live down here have large eyes. They create their own light, and we're only just beginning to discover all these creatures. Remember, large eyes. They have to create their own light, and we're just beginning to explore and discover these wondrous creatures. A firefly squid lives way down here, and you can see he's all lit up by himself. He doesn't need the sun. Next is this beautiful jellyfish. Look how pretty the colors are. And again, it lights itself up. We also have these jellyfish. Look at how they changed. They're kind of metallic and they look like they have an armor. In being metallic, they're creating light or bouncing light off from other creatures. That is important when there is no light down in this depth. Next, we have another type of fish. Look at how the rainbows go up and down and it's creating its light from inside out. That's pretty amazing. Here we have a viper fish. It's clear. Imagine being see-through all the time. That'd be kind of weird. Here is another fish. Doesn't it look prehistoric? Look at that giant eyes and those sharp teeth. My oh my, that's pretty scary. Thank you guys for learning about the layers in this important news story we have coming up next. And I want to say thank you and have a good time fishing with me. Bye-bye.